let me introduce myself. Yes, my name is Stanisław Frejlak. I am professional one-dan from Poland. We will try to talk about something which no one knows, but maybe everyone can understand, hopefully. These shapes appear very often in actual games. So these are one of the most important to know by heart. Such a shape can be killed by white. There are actually two ways. One of them is this move. Black doesn't have a way to split the shape into two to create two eyes, but black can try to make a seki with this move. And if white simply takes away the eye, then black makes seki. But if white plays here, then this ends up as a nakade and black is dead. So you need to remember that this shape can be killed by white, and then you can go to solving this problem. And you know that you shouldn't play this move, because then your opponent will kill you. So, does anyone know where should black play?
You have to play on the edge, right?
Sorry?
On the edge?
On the edge, like on the first line.
On the first line.
And which move? Here.
Okay, yes.
Then maybe white can play Hane. When white wanted to kill this group, white used this move. And the key move of your opponent is your key move. So living with this group can be done also by playing here on the second line. If white tries to destroy the eye, then black plays here. And it ends up as a seki if white connects. And what if white first plays this one?
Make the eye on the first line?
On the first line, yes, yes. And then we can make an eye either with this move or with that move. So black is alive. Alright. That's a little bit of life and death. And let's move to the lesson. It will be a game which I played a month ago in a Go school in China. I was black. Xia Jun was white. I started with this move, which I like because it's unusual. And my opponent decided to split the side. How would you continue as black? What are the ideas?
This feels like a weird Chinese counter-Chinese opening. So I would look for some of the Chinese opening defences.
Yes.
So I'm thinking just simply play a one-point jump and seal the corner.
Here.
Yeah.
All right. Just take
Yeah.
a lot here. Yes. Any other ideas?
I think similar direction, but going further with a sort of die-die gamer.
Die gamer. All right. So die gamer leaves weakness. White can go in, and well, yeah, puts more pressure on white stone, but not often we see such a shape because of the weakness. So rather something around there. Any other ideas? What black can play?
Reinforce the black stone in the upper right.
Yes.
Or Gema, for example, to the left.
To the left. Here.
Yes.
If black plays something connected to this stone, white's continuation will be a corner approach. And then the shape is a bit thin, so maybe black should answer. And it seems like if I started with this move, which would be a normal opening, then white approached, black answered, white answered, and I played that continuation. So now this stone is not really efficient, because I am already quite strong having this shape. I don't need, these stones don't need another friend next to them, and also it's not creating much from them. It's not a moyo. It's a bit close. So I don't want to make this stone inefficient, so I don't want to end up in such a shape. On the other hand, if I play a corner enclosure, I ended up playing this corner enclosure, then maybe this stone still feels a little bit close, but it's already also a nice box. I can have really a lot of points. So this direction feels better for black. Then white approached the corner, I answered, and white followed with a Joseki. Attach. Hane. Black can answer in many different ways. Protect the cat like this, like that, maybe even this move. All of these are Joseki, but the most common Joseki is to first settle the shape by playing this Atari, and then, where is Black's next move?
Connect.
Connect? Yes, so connect is the most common by far. Are there any other options?
Tiger's mouth.
Tiger's mouth. Okay. Also very similar idea. Anything else?
Push down.
Push down, push down. Yeah, so also this is a Joseki. And if Black plays here, white will most probably Tari and extend. If Black connects, white will most probably connect, and then also Black can push if Black wants. White is settled, Black gets a wall. But this move is much different. Black splits white. What do you think? Is it a good choice on this board?
Not on this board because white has support.
Yeah, white has a support, exactly. So if there are no other stones, then you can choose whatever, because these are Joseki. They lead to an even result. But if there are some other stones nearby the corner, then you need to take them into account when you choose the Joseki. So if Black plays here, the usual Joseki would go like this, turn, then white takes the corner, making life there, and Black settles the shape on the outside. And actually, if you think just about this Joseki, it looks like, wow, this is a good result for Black. Black got strong, and now this stone is weak. So this is a good direction of play. But if there are stones close to the Joseki, then you need to take into account that your opponent might continue differently than in what is written in the book. So actually, with a supporting stone, instead of just making life in the corner, white can try to kill Black stones. Black needs to make more liberties. Now Black's only hope to live with these stones is to capture the stones of white. But Black cannot start taking away white's liberties because of the double Atari. Black can play here first, but then white has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liberties. And Black has 1, 2, 3, 4. Black continues, but if white blocks to the proximity of this stone, Black cannot really do much harm to white by cutting. So Black dies. So don't make this mistake. If there is a stone at this spot, anywhere closer, Black cannot. So this is connected, and then a common Joseki is and descend. Now it's white's turn, and where to play the next move. Ideas.
Extend up.
Extend up, alright? One possibility. Any other possibilities?
One space jump?
One space jump.
Play on the left side because it's open.
On the left side? Yes.
Make a Shinari upstairs.
Okay, so also Tenuki. And that's another option. And locally, we got two ideas. Either go up or play this move. Actually, both of these moves are in a Joseki book. This one, very common, and also this one is mentioned in the big Joseki book of the universe. If white goes up, where can Black play the next move? Like maybe play away, but in the Joseki book, if you remember and studied it carefully, it's written that Black can attack white's shape. And if white connects, Black can continue and attack on white's group. So now it's a bit different because white has already a stone. But what if Black goes in and try to attack this group of it?
I think white will jump out with a Keima.
With Keima,
Keima.
yes. And then Black will also go out, or maybe keep first. Possible to do it, to destroy white's base and go out.
Then I think white can extend downwards toward the corner, toward the lower corner.
You don't answer an attachment. Usually you answer attachments because your opponent can take away your another liberty.
Okay.
But if you do it to black, you are only pushing black towards your weak group. So maybe actually Keima is not good because it's pushing black towards this group of white. So maybe better to jump out. And then also probably black jumps out. This group is a bit thin, so maybe white wants to protect this one. Something like this. What do you think of the result? Who do you like it for? White is split. This is a weak group. This is not that weak. It has an. So this is one possible way in which the game could have gone. And then the other one is choose that Joseki. One space jump. Then white will not get cut. But then it could have been played in the very beginning, right? And think of it this way. At this stage, instead of splitting the side, white could have played here, black answers, and then the Joseki follows. Connect, connect, descend, jump. Then this is a very big move, of course, but then this move of white feels a bit small because there are no weak groups already on that side, and it's also a bit narrow. There are only 1, 2, 3, 5 intersections, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 intersections there. So now this stone looks a little bit inefficient. When you're trying to choose a Joseki, it's often very useful to change the order of moves, but not only in the Joseki variation, but also whole board wise. To think, what if that sequence was played first and then we got those other moves? Then you can feel that something is a little bit inefficient. Actually, this is how the game went. My opponent jumped here, and it's all good. I mean, it's not really that white made any mistake, but well, this would be more active and it would lead to a fight. However, when I look at this position, I really don't like this move. Not because it feels like it loses a lot, but why don't you play on the 4th line? There are stones on the 3rd line already, and then you can play 1 line higher. This is the basic way of making formations on the side. 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 4th, to keep balance. And also you get more points of territory. Why don't you play this move? And maybe you don't play this move, remember from the Joseki book, that this is the Joseki. But why is this the Joseki? It is because if you play here, you have a weakness. Your opponent can approach, and then you end up with an inefficient shape. But now your opponent cannot approach because you already have stone. So now there is no reason to play only here. You can play higher. This is a bit better. The game went like this. And how to continue?
Star point on the top.
Here. Good. One idea. Other ideas?
Either 1 or 2 lines, same area but 1 or 2 lines to the left.
To the left.
Since you've already got the thickness in the top right.
So this is strong and this is weak. So we don't want to play in the middle. We would play in the middle if this is weak. Yes, makes sense. But if this is stronger, then we want to put the stone closer to the weaker part. Yeah, makes sense. I'd say here, if you play a knight's move, then your opponent can kick you, and then the stone ends up too close to black's wall. It looks more stylish. Yeah. Other ideas?
Well, again, the left side, right?
The left side, where to play it?
Well, now that white has 2 stones on both sides, I think smack in the middle of it, I don't know.
Yes, alright, that's the 3rd idea.
Just a Keima again to the right. Yeah.
Here, then again, we get the issue that the shape is a bit inefficient.
One space jump.
One space jump. Oh, this is a very nice idea. Yes. 4 ideas, or like 3 directions of play. So this is big. It's a quite wide side, just as wide as this one. This is a bit more narrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But on this side, black can create a moyo, which adds value. And on that side, this stone can be weak if white plays instead of black. So it also adds value to this side. But on this side, there are no weak groups. So even if black plays here, splits the side, black is not attacking anything. It's just a move, but where is the continuation? This is the least interesting, in fact. It's more interesting to play here, and it's more interesting to play there. And what I played in the game was from this stone, but instead of jumping, I went into the corner. Also possible to first grab the points. This move takes really a lot of points from white, and maybe later I still have a chance to build a moyo, but I think importantly, it is strengthening this stone. So if I don't play, if I play on the top, white can go in and this stone might be weak. But with these moves, I will make the stone strong. And today we are only talking about this Joseki with the Atari. The next move of white, could it be here? Well, now the stone is not here but there, so a bit further. But still, it might be risky for white to go here. Black also cuts. And this time, it would be unreasonable for black to go like this, because white can get enough liberties to then connect and kill black in the corner. So now black will simply follow the Joseki. White tries to settle the shape on the outside. A very common continuation of this Joseki for black is to connect and still split white's groups and start a fight. So on this board, the fight might be better for black because black is strong. So this group of white will become weak. So white doesn't want to choose this Joseki with such side of black and follows with the common move, just like there. I connected. White this time pushes. Why this choice? Well, if white descends, then it feels like black is starting to make moyo. So white doesn't want to agree on that. Black extended. And then where to play the next move?
Well, the Joseki would save to the 3-2, but I would be tempted to play the moves you said earlier, which was go play at the top again.
Yeah, this is a very big move. This is also a big move, yes. And there is another Joseki locally, which is commonly seen, which is a push. Keep pushing. Still, it's very annoying for black to let white play this Hane. Maybe at one point black's group will be not fully alive. So black usually answers. And where does black answer? In the Joseki? Hane. Yes, actually black can Hane. If black keeps going on the third line, then white is happy to get this exchange. Black was anyway strong, so we don't worry that we made black stronger. We are happy that we got another stone for our wall. But black can actually play Hane. Yeah, so my opponent did remember the Joseki. Yeah, so it's a bit complex. Black can play this Atari. Why does black play this Atari? If black doesn't do it, then a descent is center for white, threatening to capture two black stones. So black plays Atari, and then black blocks from above. White turns. Then in the Joseki, black plays from the outside and closing white. White goes here, goes one more time, after which white captures a stone, and black settles the corner. So this is how a Joseki looks, but did anyone get a bit, I don't know, confused with what happened?
Well, that looks like your original die gamer from the 4-3 is actually protecting the cut.
Actually, if there is no stone here, the Joseki is like I showed. First play here, extend, white pushes one more time, black extends, white takes the stone in the corner, and black takes the stone in the corner. This is a Joseki. And on this board, we had another stone here, and then black was able to not extend, but to block. So is it better for black than the Joseki, or worse? It's much worse. It's much worse because now why does black need a stone here? So in the Joseki, black would have one stone doing the job, and then surely the next move of black would not be this turn. It is gote, it is not giving any, like,
But
it is small, it is just small.
But doesn't it protect the cut? Because there is a cut between.
Ah,
the
that
two
cut.
Yeah,
Well,
the cut,
that cut, it is there, but first of all, maybe there is a ladder there. Even if there is no ladder there, maybe there is another ladder towards that side, if you can read. White Atari, Atari, and even if there is no that ladder, still cutting is unreasonable because black is already strong here, and this group is stronger than these two stones. So yes, it is a bit better to have a stone here than just there, but black certainly doesn't want to spend a move just to play on the second line. There are big moves on the board, here, there. So this result is worse for black than this result, because in this result, black spent one more move to achieve a very similar shape. So no, this is worse. This is not how we want to use our stone. How to use the stone efficiently.
Fight on the outside, I guess.
Sorry?
Fight on the outside. We want to save your stone.
Yes, exactly. We want to save the stone. In the Joseki we play like this, because if we don't, white creates shape very easily and these two stones are in trouble. I mean, they are a bit thin, but we already have a supporting stone. So we want to use it to make white run into it. So I connected. And then what does white do with these three stones? Maybe white can settle, but it's also not a very easy task. Maybe play here and there. But I get a wall, white will be down to the second line. So
Is Hane not possible?
Hane, ah yes, this is a good idea. Hane, I will block and then,
Atari from. There.
yes, Atari and then,
Atari the other stone.
Atari the other stone, and then where should black play?
Capture the 3 again.
Capture the 3, so black plays here, but then white gets a Ponuki.
Yeah.
Then I can play here because these are already captured, and this group is a bit thin, but, maybe white can still put pressure on these stones even though they are alive, because they might have a liberty problem. And white got a Ponuki. So who is this good for?
It's good for black.
It's good for black. Aha, I see. There is also another possibility. Black can capture, then white connects. But then black has a Ponuki, and white is still thin. And which is better? It's difficult to judge such results. Yes, Hane is a possibility. If you feel very restricted in this little area, then why don't you just treat the three stones lightly? If you get a Ponuki on the outside and die with the three stones, alright, you don't have that burden. For now, the three stones look a little bit like a burden for white. So white did make life. I Hane, he counter Hane. Now it was a little bit complicated because there are many possibilities. Black can, for example, play Atari and then capture, but then white can play a double Atari and counter-attack. So this cut is a move from the Joseki. Just like, for example, that descent would be a Joseki move. But there is a stone nearby. So you need to be very careful to choose those Josekis when there are stones nearby. Especially the ones which involve cuts and fights. Your opponent might find a way to utilize the stones. So this was not really the best move. Maybe white can play from above. In the Joseki, white doesn't do it because black extends and black is happy. Now black is on the fourth line. You know, the fourth line is the line of victory. You get really a lot of points. You are happy to take the fourth line territory once when your opponent is taking a wall on the fifth line. So that's why white didn't want to play like this. Black gets a lot. But now this stone is inefficient. Now this stone is not needed. Black is very strong, is going to take a lot of territory, and yes, this move makes it completely secure territory, but there are no weak groups. This is not a big area. If now black chooses where to play, black would certainly play next to a weak stone. Try to take points from a weak stone. There. And if white goes in, alright, so what? You are not threatening anything. Black can just ignore, play away, or somehow attack the stone. Maybe also possible. And it's difficult for white to create a shape if black is so strong on both sides.
Question.
Yes.
So now that white has the wall on
Yes.
the lower left side, can black still invade the left side?
Yes. So don't be scared. If now it's but in the game I have a stone here, so maybe white would play this one. But if I play that, yes, of course, there is still a lot of space. So let's say that you play this very simple move, and white tries to attack you from this side.
Yeah.
And you play a one space jump. It's already some base. It should live. Probably you will be better off running. In general, most often it's better to run with a group than just to create a base. And there is a lot of space around here. So you can and should invade that side before white protects it. Now white protects here, not there. Because why would white play a symmetric move if clearly this is stronger than that? So this is the move of choice for white. So think how the stones nearby change what you should play in the Joseki. And don't be afraid of playing a non-Joseki move. Very often is better than the Joseki move if the situation is not an empty board. So it went like this. White attached. I created a shape. Now white needs to add a move to live. And with which move should white live?
Make
Decent.
the eye.
Make the eye and
Decent.
descend. So which is better? So after this move, now black can play here and threaten to make an Akade out of white's group. Tap, tap, tap. Or just go here. So white needs to answer. And then go down, here. And then what if black plays the attachment anyway? Even though it doesn't kill. What will white do?
Has to make the eye.
Has to make the eye, but then there is no attachment. So if we want to have this attachment, this was the reason to descend instead of making the eye, then actually we need to answer black's turn like this one. It's similar, just with that exchange. Is it a good exchange for white? If it didn't happen, then in the end game, we can expect that white will be able to play here, and then play Hane, and black even Atari, then a Ko might start, so maybe black plays like this, and the border of black's territory is moved by 7 points. So it's a 7-point difference. And here, how big is the difference? Well, we can attach, which means that white's descent is center for killing black's group, which was not the case here. Here the group is already alive. If white plays in the middle, black just makes an eye here, has an eye there. But if we have that stone, then we can kill. In this variation, black needs to continue with this Atari to make sure that the group is alive. White managed to force black to play this move, but the price was 7 points. So was it worth it? Well, if white thinks that this move is 7 points worse than the biggest move on the board, which is maybe this or there, then it was worth it. But this is a big move by itself. It creates a lot of points, it takes away white's base. So maybe there are bigger moves, but black is also not unhappy playing this one. And white already lost 7 points. So this is a big mistake, but my opponent played like this. Actually, this is the first mistake in this game. I mean, moves up to here, to me, that move felt a bit off. Also, my initial die-die game was maybe not an ideal move. Then something what happened here was maybe not ideal, there was a fight. But this is a big mistake, quite clearly. White descends to make sure that also the other move is center. And now white settles by playing on the left side. Why left side and not the top side? White can get a lot by playing around here. But so if now white doesn't invest a move there, then black can attack this group. And white really doesn't want a wall which can create a moyo to become a weak group, which is a burden for white. So yeah, now white needs to play on the left side. Now white plays symmetrically, because already it doesn't feel like this is super strong and we can play further from it. So white played in the middle. And then the top side is most important. So this is one possibility. I really like that move suggested. But I kept playing the attachment. We have 3 times this Joseki in this game. White blocked. I play Hanem. White plays Atari. Black connects. And then which Joseki to choose?
Push.
Push here. This move is more like going into a fight and also getting the outside influence. Maybe it's in line with white's overall strategy, even though this move would also be good because white can keep pushing and still create a lot on the left side. But white felt more adventurous, played this move. Yeah, so this is the Joseki we know. We already discussed it in that corner. And I saw today 2 games in which white played this Atari, but actually the most common move is a turn, threatening a double Atari, and then black cannot go into a fight because there is no supporting stone nearby. So if black keeps extending, then black is going to die in the corner. Maybe push once more, then play there. So instead of fighting on the outside, black plays on the inside, and white settles the shape. And I talked already before about black's possibility to run out, to go out with these stones. Now white has a supporting stone here, and also more supporting stones, so which makes this one strong. So black would be going into a lion's den with it. The group would become very weak, so it's risky to pull it out. But then if we don't pull it out, how do we play? Maybe we limit white from the top, but then black will just create a big moyo and try to make this Aji disappear. This is the best idea for white, not to spend a move to just capture the stones, but play active moves which will make the Aji disappear by itself. Then white is very efficient. So I didn't really like this variation. What is the other option black has?
To Atari directly.
Yes, black can Atari directly, and then white has no choice. White cannot save the stone, because then white collapses. So white needs to connect here. Get rid of that Aji, and then the next move of black?
To extend down and bump up against the other side.
Yes, exactly. This move. Very efficient. White can go up. This is a common move. And then probably play on the top side to not let white use the wall. Actually, in the game, white didn't play this move, but blocked. What happens if white blocks with this empty triangle? We would like to hand it, but then white has a plan. This threatens to capture 2 black stones and also 3 black stones. So this Hane is not possible. What to do?
Oh, empty triangle would be good.
Which?
Empty triangle, yeah.
Yeah,
Which empty triangle?
from the 2 stones
Yes, but there are 2 of them.
to the ceiling.
Aha, this one. Why not here?
No, because it would be.
Then this is center, in quite a strong shape.
Yeah.
So better here.
Yes.
Then where is the next white's move? Black would really like to have a possibility to play this Hane and destroy white's potential. But actually, white can play this very unexpected move. And then again, black cannot play here because then Atari and capture the 3 stones. So black is forced to take the stone. And these are just like it. And it can also be done differently. Now black can capture, and still white doesn't want to let black Hane. So also white plays this, exchange, and it's a Joseki. So this is how it went in the game. And where should be white's next move?
Protect the cut.
Yes, so this is the Joseki move. Protect the cat, usually with the tiger's mouth. Can white think of anything else?
Something along the top side?
Yes. So in the Joseki, it's recommended to play here, but let's look at the whole board. There is already a stone. So even if black cuts, maybe we can fight against black. Especially if in the meantime we manage to strengthen the group on the top. Let's say we played here, black played there, and white goes here. It will be a fight where this stone will be weak and white is strong on both sides. And if white plays here, then where should be black's next move?
Extension on the top.
Hoshi.
Yes, and which one? Hoshi. Okay.
Or close
Closer to
to the weakest one.
the weaker stone. Which is better?
You don't want to play so close to white's thickness, right?
Yeah, so it doesn't matter that there is a weak stone here. This stone, just forget about it. It already played its role. It let black live in the corner. And now it is completely worthless. It is right next to white's very strong wall. Even if it lives, it doesn't threaten anything because there is no weakness in this wall. It doesn't cut anything. If a stone is not a cutting stone and it's next to white's strength, then it's really something to forget about. So just think of it rather this way. Where would you play? Here or there? And if you feel like this is a bit too close, then yeah, maybe you should play that one. Even if there is a stone, it won't be a big support if your opponent splits you. Of course, it will be some support, but still, this will become a weak group. By the way, do you know this one, that if you have such a shape, even more than Dai Gema, 4 spaces between black stone, then if white wants to split this stone, then white should play an Kentobi from black stone. If white plays a Keima, then black can attach and cut, and very often it gives black a chance to connect the stones. But if you look at this shape, now black doesn't have any clear way to connect the stones. Black's group will be weak and will be attacked. So better play here. Now certainly there is it is not possible to split black, and if white captures the stone, well, very, very good. We can kick and jump. Kick and jump. White played a little bit slow here, there, and also that slow move. So this is how it went.
In this position, each player, where should they look for potential territories? Not just the moyos that are made.
Okay.
Where can they realistically get more territory in this position?
Yeah, good question. So it looks quite settled by now. There are no weak groups on this board. This is strong, this is strong, this is alive, very strong, alive, strong. So yeah, we can create territory from our walls. From this wall for white, from this wall for black. This is not really a recommended thing to do. Generally, you shouldn't try to create territory from your wall. This is inefficient. What you want to use your walls for is to attack your opponent's groups. But on this board, there are no weak groups. So what other use can there be of the walls? So maybe white should play here. And then maybe black should play there to create territory. Or maybe also here, a big move. Try to make more points. But it's very difficult. If you try to use walls to create points, your opponent just plays one move in the middle, and since he has no weak groups, we already established it, if he had, then you would attack them. So he plays a move in the middle, and then where are your points? So what you should do in such cases is still think if there are some weaknesses in your opponent's shapes. If there are, then better try to use them than to just grab points like a tractor from your wall. And white realized that black has some weakness in that shape. Here.
Yeah.
Yes. How to know that there is that weakness? There is a Joseki, a famous Joseki, which is the same shape, right? Also the kick and jump Joseki. This Joseki, we all know. And we know that there is that weakness in black shape, a Sansan invasion. So it's a very similar thing here. Still, that move threatens to connect underneath. This one, and if black goes from top, then white can connect underneath and take away black's points. It might be more efficient than trying to take points from the wall, even though there is so much space in the center, but it's very difficult to make points in the center. Much easier to make points on the side. But black can counterattack. Listen, I even thought of this move. If I play here, then later I put more pressure on the stone if white answers. And if white doesn't, then I have a continuation. But yeah, also possible here. Black can split white, and then can white run out with this stone? With a 3-3 invasion, we can just make life in the corner. There are Josekis, there are common variations, but here it's an uncommon position. We need to think ourselves and not try to remember. Maybe white can try to go out with a shoulder hit, but black can try to enclose. So it's a bit difficult. And that's why my opponent had an idea. He can first play such an unexpected move. Then if I answer, or answer like this, I take it as points, but he got a move on the outside, and exchange outside for the inside. So he is satisfied with this exchange. What else can black do?
Tenuki?
Yes, black can tenuki, and there are other big moves on the board, but this move certainly activates this weakness. Now if black descends, white will for sure have a way to run out, and now it will be very painful because this group will get cut off. And this is how the game can suddenly get completely out of black's control. There were no weak groups, but now there is a weak group. And once there is a weak group, it means that suddenly all that potential, all that influence white had becomes useful. So black should really avoid it. And I decided that I need to answer this move, but this move is a bit looking like an overplay. There is a weakness in white's shape. I can split white. White will play there, and I play here. I'm sorry. White played this one in the game, but it actually doesn't matter. Like, it means that I can claim even less territory by answering, but it's maybe even easier for me to split white. Like this, or like what you suggested. Actually, this would lead to the same shape. So yes, I split white, and then white, of course, goes for his plan. So what to do now as black? Hane, yes, we talked about this move, but then, actually this is what I played. But then if white goes like this again, black's group gets cut off. In the game, white started by cutting me around here, and then played this move. So that group got cut off from that one, and these two stones also can get cut off very easily. So the game becomes a bit difficult. Alright, I have a continuation there, maybe a nice move here. But did black need it? What is the other option of black?
Push on top?
Yes, now what happens if black pushes on top? Again, white can just connect, or maybe be even more efficient, play here. If black splits, white can still connect to that stone. So black still plays from the top, and then, yeah, let's say white connects. White destroyed a lot of points of black's territory and created a territory for himself, but there was an exchange. And now this exchange is very good for black. If you look at this position, certainly that move makes sense. It's creating points, and then that move of white is completely not needed around there. It's a not welcome guest in black's area. So the situation has changed. I thought about how to answer white's move right here and felt that playing from above feels a bit submissive and I should rather counterattack. But after an exchange was made, you need to listen what your opponent says to you and adjust to the position. Your opponent said, I want to split you. Oh, but I still go into the fight with you and let you do this. But your opponent declared that wish, then you can say, okay, then I choose a different variation. That variation to make the exchange not profitable for you. So this was better for black, and this was a certainly unnecessary risk which I took. And then the game proceeded with a bit of a chaotic fight. I tried to make the group stronger, to create a base for it. Yes, I thought that white will extend. Yes, and white in fact played where? Pip is possible, but maybe also an education and also doesn't yet fix white's shape. So first, white needs to fix the shape maybe.
White went up. With the
White went up, yes, exactly. And this is much better shape than this one because it also puts pressure on black, on these two stones. I didn't think of it during the game. I thought that white will play here. But after this move, I felt that the game is slipping out of my control. Yeah, anyway, after this, the fight went on and it became less understandable. Before, we just had 3 times the same Joseki and something easy to discuss. So maybe that's it for today. Tomorrow we will have a bit more exciting game with more of a fight. So yeah, see you on tomorrow's lecture.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.